Hello everybody, today we'll be making some amazingly tasty Kabsa rice. This recipe is going to have two different steps. The first step is cooking your chicken, and then the second step is adding the chicken and the broth to the rice. What I'm going to show you now is what you'll need for the rice spices. Okay, what we're going to do is start off with 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And what I'm going to do, the easiest way is just to mix everything here, and afterwards add it to your rice, mix it, and then put it in your pot. So that's 1.5 teaspoons of salt. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of cardamom. So this recipe likes a lot of cardamom. So that's half, and we're going to add another half along with the rest of it here. That makes 1 tablespoon. We're going to add 6 cloves. So what we'll do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll add that to our spices. Along with that, we're going to add half a teaspoon of nutmeg. We have some nutmeg here. So you want a nice heaping half a teaspoon of nutmeg. We'll add that right there. It's going to give it an amazing aroma. We need half a teaspoon of cinnamon. There's half a teaspoon of cinnamon. It's pretty heaping though. It's a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. And what we're going to do is we're going to add half a teaspoon of black pepper. Again, I like black pepper, so that's great. The more the merrier, but it just depends on your taste buds. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, or turmeric, however you want to call it. We'll add that right in the middle there. Okay, what I have here is 2 cups of rice. I'm using the pure Indian basmati rice. Other people like to use the Uncle Ben's rice. It depends on what you like. My husband and I prefer this rice. We need to give it a really good wash. So go ahead and rinse it about 3 times, get the water running clear, and then you'll be ready to add your spices to it. Okay, I've just washed my rice, and I'm going to go ahead and add my spices to the rice, and I will just mix everything together very nicely. Okay, what I'm going to do here is make the chicken part of my Kabsa recipe. I have 5 drumsticks here. They're washed and I've taken all the skin off of them. What we're going to start with is about 3 bay leaves. We're going to add that to the pot. And along with 1 teaspoon of salt. So you want to get a nice teaspoon of salt. Add it to that. We're going to use 2 cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon sticks are going to boil. They're going to give a very nice, subtle flavor of cinnamon. And what's nice about these is they're not going to change the color of the water. They're just going to give a very nice taste. Also, what we need to add is 5 cups of water. So I'm going to go ahead and add 5 cups of water here. And I'm going to add half a cup of chopped onions, the ones that I chopped previously. Okay, that's about half a cup just add that in there as well. And what we're gonna do is put that on medium to high heat and let it boil. Let all of the nice flavors of the chicken, get a nice chicken broth going. That way we can incorporate it into our rice. So I'll put that on medium to high heat. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, before we add the rice that we've already mixed with the spices in the pan, what we wanna do is add 25 grams of butter, along with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, to that, we are going to add 1.5 cups of chopped tomato. So I've pretty much measured it out. This is about 1.5 cups. And what we want to add as well to that is about 2 cups of onions, chopped onions. I'm going to put that on medium heat until I see the onions and the tomatoes have softened. Okay, I've just added my rice to the tomatoes and onions, and I'm just going to mix them around a little bit. To this, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of liquid butter. Okay, my chicken is ready here. We have a nice broth going and the chicken is nice and tender. What I'm going to do is take out the chicken pieces and I'm going to add the broth to my rice and let that cook and come to a boil. Now I'm going to add 4 cups of my broth to my 2 cups of rice. I'm just going to let that come to a boil, and then I will cover it with a lid, turn down the temperature, and let it simmer for a good 30 to 45 minutes. Alright, while my rice is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and debone my chicken drumsticks here. Okay. This is what it looks like. We're gonna add that to our rice once it's ready, and then we're gonna garnish with some nuts. Now, as far as your cinnamon sticks are concerned, you wanna take these and make tea out of them. No, I'm just joking, don't make tea out of these. Your tea will taste like chicken. Go ahead and toss these, you don't need them anymore. Okay, we're gonna check how our rice is doing here. I have it on low heat. And what you want to do is just play around with it here with your fork. Make sure that everything looks good, it's not sticking to the pan. Yeah, that looks like really nicely cooked rice. Okay, our last step here over on the stove is browning some nuts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil. Some people like to use olive oil. I'm just using the regular sunflower seed oil. And to that, I'm just going to add some nuts. I have almonds, therefore that's what I'll be using. Okay, it is time to plate our kebsة. I'm going to put the chicken that I had already deboned on top, like so. Okay, and on top of the chicken, woo! My camera's all fogged up. There we go. And on top of the chicken, we're gonna put the actual almonds. Sorry about the way the camera looks. Got all the steam clogged up my lens. But okay, there we go. That's your Kabsa. Hope you enjoy it.